Am I the asshole for not being very strict with my daughter at my house compared to my ex-wife, which has led to my ex-wife and I exchanging some words to each other? I, 43M, have a daughter, 16F, who I have joint custody over with my ex-wife, 39F. We got divorced when my daughter was a baby, and the court awarded 50-50 custody for the both of us. I will admit, though, being a doctor comes with its consequences. I haven't been as present as I wish I could have been. When my daughter was 13, she started telling me things that her mom does or rules that she has in her place over her, and how she thinks it's unfair. I'd listen to her and advise her to talk to her mom. My daughter would then ask if she has to obey those rules over here still, to which I said no. At first, it was just small stuff that I find nitpicky, things like not being able to eat in the living room. As she's gotten older, she started making more requests for privileges in my house, and it's pretty much gone like this. Example 1. Mom doesn't let me hang out with friends during the week. Well, that's dumb. If you have a ride there and back, you can go with your friends. Example 2. Mom doesn't let me wear comfortable clothes around the house. She says I have to dress modestly. You can walk around the house naked for all I care. Example 3. You and mom's houses don't have locks on my bedroom door. There isn't a lock? I can call a guy out and have him put a lock in for you. Example 4. Mom doesn't let me drink soda. Do you want soda? If so, I can order it with our groceries from Hive. You get the idea. I don't want to say I've become a doormat for my daughter, but I'm not nearly as stingy about the rules. It's her house just as much as it's mine in my eyes. My ex-wife recently has been going off on my daughter and I about how I'm letting her get away with any and everything, and how my lack of discipline at my house is leading to her breaking the rules at her mother's house. I told my ex-wife that she should ease up on our daughter because she's almost an adult and she doesn't need to be treated like a toddler. My ex-wife went bananas over the phone with me, and at her house she went off on my daughter for being an undisciplined brat. My ex-wife is threatening to take me to court for custody if I don't straighten up my act, and I told her she could kiss my ass. It had me wondering though, am I being an asshole to my ex-wife, and is this bad dad behavior? I want my daughter to feel safe, comfortable, and happy, and I want to believe I'm doing that. If I'm being a jerk to my ex-wife, what do I do? Commenter 1. Not the asshole. The clothes and the door lock concern me. Is your ex remarried? Are there kids in the house? Policing what she wears at home and calling it modest makes it seem like your child is some sort of object and not a kid. Then the lock, it really sounds like she wants to keep people out. You should ask her about that more in depth. The other thing some people are more strict on than others, your ex cannot control what happens in your house. Whether she likes it or not, you are not an equal parent. OP, now that you mentioned the lock thing, that does seem more concerning. I just passed it off as she wants her own privacy and left it at that. Before my daughter mentioned it, I didn't even know the door didn't have a lock. I mean, there's not much you can do about the other things, but there are a couple concerning points, like you said, with the clothes and the lock, right? As far as like the what she can and can't do during the week with her friends and the no drinking soda thing, I personally think those are stupid if your child is doing just fine and you're punishing them for no reason. But again, everyone parents differently, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? So, I just wonder what's gonna happen in the update because the mom seems kind of crazy, like she's willing to fight for more custody over this, which doesn't make any sense to me. But let's just see. Update 1. The next day. I've been talking to my daughter and ex-wife over the last several hours, and I've figured out a few things. 1. There is no other permanent resident at my ex's house. No boyfriend, no husband, no other kids, nothing like that. My ex does have this book club thing that she hosts and has guests once a month, but they're all adults. 2. My ex-wife doesn't let my daughter have a lock on her door because, and I quote, I'm not going to give her the ability to hide her drugs or boyfriends she is sleeping with. 3. My ex doesn't let my daughter see her friends during the week because she says her friends are distractions to school. However, her report card says she's doing just fine academically. 4. My ex doesn't just control what she wears, but also won't let her use makeup or even watch/consume adult media. My daughter says that my ex called her attire slutty one time because she was wearing a shirt with no bra. My ex denies this, but I wouldn't put it past her. 5. I asked my daughter if she would be okay with my searching her room, and my daughter said she had nothing to hide. I looked around and guess what? No drugs, no vapes, no illegal plans to take over the US government, nothing like that. Just a normal 16-year-old girl's room. 6. I asked my daughter if she would have a problem with me putting Life 360 on her phone so I can see where she is. She handed me her phone and said again, she had nothing to hide so she didn't care. 7. I did talk to my daughter about her attitude and treatment to her mother. She agreed that she had been acting out and said she will text or call me if she has an issue with something her mom is doing. She said she will respect her mother's rules, but she did ask me to talk to her about her mother's comments about her body. Apparently, my daughter feels like her mother is sexualizing her in her body, and it makes her very uncomfortable. I agreed to talk to her mom about it. So far, that conversation is deadlocked because her mom will not let up on her whole modesty tantrum. 8. My daughter told my ex that she tried to take me to court. My daughter will ask a judge to live with me full time. More to come update wise. Thank you all for your input. Update 2, 1 week later. I just want to say thank you to everyone who gave their input on the situation. Over the past 7 days, I've been going through a lot of stress between work, my daughter's reaction, and my ex wife. To start, last Sunday, I had a very long discussion with my ex wife about our daughter. To not ramble on, daughter says it's called yapping now. I'll give you the short version. My ex wife says that she has to be strict on my daughter so she doesn't turn out bad. She doesn't let my daughter wear makeup, hang out with her friends during the week, eat certain foods and drink certain drinks, consume certain media, have locks on her door, wear certain clothes, and she makes my daughter text her every hour she's not at school but out of the house on weekends, detailing who she is with, where she is at, and what they are doing, because she doesn't want her to be bad. I talked to my daughter about her mother, and my daughter says her life over there is very stressful, feeling like she's always being watched. She feels like she has no freedom or autonomy, that this is all at the mercy of her mother. My daughter did admit that she has been acting out recently at her mother's house, but I can't really blame her. I talked to one of my female coworkers who has 3 daughters about the situation I'm in. She said she is worried about my ex-wife mentally abusing my daughter, and I agreed. Some of you online also pointed out that my ex-wife could be sexualizing and objectifying my daughter, to which I've also come to agree to. I knew my daughter and my ex-wife have issues and have been butting heads on and on for a while now, but I didn't know it was this bad. Regardless, I talked to my daughter about her mother's rules at her house. If her mother doesn't want her eating in the living room or drinking Sprite, she's allowed to have that rule. I told her she cannot like it at all she wants, but at the end of the day, they are not unreasonable requests. My daughter, though very firmly, asked me to talk to my ex-wife about the things that bug her the most. Those things are what she does and doesn't wear in the house, a lock on her door, and the rules in place about her friends, only on the weekends and texting her mom constantly. I asked my daughter if she would be okay with me tracking her on Life 360, and she said she's okay with it, but not her mom. My daughter tells me pretty much everything, though sometimes I wish she didn't overshare information I don't need to know about, and she says she trusts me and I know I trust her, but she doesn't want her mom to be able to track her at all hours of the day. The lock on her door was something else we discussed. I asked my daughter why she wanted a lock on her door, and she provided information I absolutely did not need to know, but basically, she wants privacy and to be alone sometimes. I checked her room out with her in the room and didn't find anything like drugs, so she's fine. When I asked her mother why she can't have a lock, she says it's because she, and I quote, doesn't want her having sex, doing drugs, or hiding things from her. Apparently, my ex wife just barges into her room and searches her things. I find that to be ridiculous and a complete violation of my daughter's privacy, and I bitched a fit to my ex about it. No wonder my ex doesn't know any of my daughter and I's little secrets, that she's bisexual. She can't even trust her mother not to go through her stuff. Next, the whole issue about what she does and doesn't wear. In my house, I couldn't care. Her mom, on the other hand, has been sexualizing her daughter and making incredibly suggestive comments about her body. My ex denies doing this, but I don't think my daughter would lie, and knowing my ex-wife, she 100% said it. My ex said my daughter dresses slutty, flaunts herself like a stripper, and is not a modest woman. Needless to say, this pissed me off 6 ways to Sunday, and we exchanged some heated words over the topic. My daughter came over to the house today for a 50-50 custody swap, and immediately went and locked herself in her room. At first, maybe I thought she was going to FaceTime her friends or something, so I let it be for a bit, but after she hadn't come out for an hour or so, I knocked on the door. My daughter had been crying. I asked why, and she said my ex told her she's going to take me to court and ensure I won't see her again. Just got done consoling my heartbroken daughter, typing all of this out with her tears and snot on my nice shirt. There's the update. I say game on to my fucking bitch ass ex wife. I hope you guys stayed through that. I do know that it was basically just a recap of the second update, which I don't know why they posted it like that. But oh, this is about to get good. This is like when the show you're watching is slowly building up to like that hype moment, and then this is the hype moment. So I hope this update is an absolute banger for you all. Update 3, 2 months later. I forgot just how long and boring the court process is. Fuck. We just had our initial hearing, and bless my attorney. Before officially filing into a court, I met with my ex-wife one last time. I brought my kiddo and my attorney with me so the three of us could talk and the attorney could mediate in any way. My ex-wife took the entire meetup as an attack on the rights to see her daughter and now has her own attorney, so to court we go. My attorney advised my daughter and I to maintain the 50-50 custody agreement until a judge changes it, so we did. You'd think my ex-wife would also agree on it, but no. My bitch-ass ex-wife tried to keep my daughter. My daughter, thankfully, recorded the entire screaming match between her and her mother before she got in her car and drove to my house herself. Sadly, we are a 2/all party consent state, so my daughter and I are keeping that to ourselves, but I told her to send me screenshots of what her mother sent her while she was driving and I can give it to the attorney. Fast forward to the actual hearing. I thought it was going to be nice and easy, but I forgot I live in America and literally nothing in our court system is ever easy. The judge scheduled another court date and said a gal would be appointed for my child. What was over a month of waiting was wrapped up in about an hour, and our next hearing is scheduled out past the winter solstice and Christmas. When I got home, I told my daughter about what happened and that she was going to be speaking to an attorney called a gal. Editor's note, guardian ad litem. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. She asked what to say to them. I told her to say whatever she wants to them and to not let her mother and I dictate what she tells the attorney. That's her attorney, that she can tell whatever she wants to, and that's for them and her to know and know alone, even if it's jabs at me or her mom. I apologize that this update is not as interesting or exciting as you may want. Unfortunately, the court system is not what it appears to be on Law and Order, and it's painfully boring and slow. So, I mean, I could probably predict what's going to happen here. I mean, once your daughter turns 18, she's never going to hear from her mom is never going to hear from her again. Dang, I just stuttered like crazy. If any of you mention that stutter, I'm crashing out, never uploading again. Just kidding, but um what was I going to say? Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. I should really restart this, but I'm just going to go with it anyways. So, yeah, this mother, if you can even call her that, is never going to see her daughter again when she turns 18. And honestly, I can't blame her. That's probably what I would do too. And actually, it is exactly what I'd do, because that's what I'm saying is probably going to happen. Because that's what I would do. Dang, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? But I mean, I have no idea what your daughter's going to do. But if I was your daughter, again, kind of like I've been saying, I would never see her mom again. That's just because, like, why is she being like this? I mean, she's crazy, right? Anyways, that's what I think about this. Let me know what you all think in the comments below, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.